Hello students, welcome to the session of lectures of mathematics 2. In today's session, we are going to continue with the series solution, and today's topic is series solution near an ordinary point. Now, these are the steps which we have to follow to find the power series solution of an ordinary differential equation near an ordinary point. Okay. See, first of all, if you have given any differential equation y double dash plus pxy dash plus qxy is equal to 0, and if you have given any point x0 which is ordinary, then we are directly starting with the step 2. But if the point x0 is not given, that means the ordinary point is not given, then in that case you have to take it yourself. Generally, we are going to find all solution at x0 is equal to 0. Generally. Okay. So first thing is you have to find the ordinary point if it is not given. Secondly, assume that y is equal to sigma m running from 0 to infinity am x minus x0 raised to m, where a0, so c0, so it is not a0 is it a0 is basically a not equal to 0. Okay, please remember this thing. Okay, the value of a0 is not equal to 0. Then here I am going to correct it a0. Then now this is the trial solution. That means you are assuming that this is the solution of differential equation 1. Then you have to put the derivatives y dash and y double dash. So if you are going to differentiate, then this series is starting with 1. So m is running with 1 to infinity, m into am x minus x0 raised to m minus 1, and y double dash is going to be a m running from 2 to infinity, m minus 1 am into x minus x0 raised to m minus 2, and substitute all values in equation 1. Once you have substituted all values, then you have to collect the coefficients of the same powers of x minus x0, and then compare that coefficients with 0. Okay, equate that all coefficients with 0. And if you are equating the coefficient of x raised to m, that means the general term, with 0, then it will give you the recurrence relation. Now using this recurrence relation, we are going to find out the values of a0, a1, a2, a3 and so on in the form of a0 and a1, or only in the form of a0. And whatever the values you get, you have to substitute that all values in your trial solution. That means in your equation number 2. Once you are substituting that value in equation 2, then that will give you the series solution near an ordinary point. Now see, this is the steps, but we are going with an example how to do it. Okay, so determine the series solution of differential equation y double dash plus y is equal to 0 near x is equal to 0. That means x is equal to 0 is given. Now see, if you are starting with a solution, then first of all you are going to compare this equation with y double dash plus pxy dash plus qxy is equal to 0. So here, if you are going to compare it, then here you have px is equal to 0 and qx is equal to 1. And px and qx both are analytic at x is equal to 0, correct? So you have px is equal to 0, qx equal to 1, and they both are analytic at x is equal to 0, and that implies x is equal to 0 is an ordinary point. Correct? Now this is an ordinary point. So we are going to assume step 1, assume y is equal to sigma m running from 0 to infinity am x minus x0, x0 is 0 raised to m. That means now you have m running from 0 to infinity am x raised to m. This where a0 is not equal to 0, I am going to tell this is equation 2, be a trial solution of equation 1. Now this is your equation 1, y double dash plus y dash, sorry, plus y. So if you are going to take a derivatives of this one, then y dash, that will be a sigma m running from 1 to infinity m into am x raised to m minus 1. See, simple derivative is there, am is constant, x raised to m as a derivative, m into x raised to m minus 1. Same manner, y double dash, that will be a sigma m running from 2 to infinity m minus 1 am x raised to m minus 2. Okay, and we are going to put these values in equation 1. So putting the values of y dash and y double dash in equation 1, and that will give you, if you are going to put it, then your equation is y double dash plus y is equal to 0, and that implies sigma m running from 2 to infinity m minus 1 am x raised to m minus 2, okay, and plus sigma m running from 0 to infinity am x raised to m is equal to 0. Now see, there are two methods. Either write down this in the series form and then collect the terms, or we are going to use the simple substitution method to reduce each power in a form of x raised to m. This is x raised to m, and if I have to reduce this power in a form of x raised to m, then I am going to replace m by m plus 2 in this term only. Only in the first term, I am going to replace m by m plus 2. So if you are going to put it, then you will have m plus 2 is equal to 2 to infinity. M will be replaced with m plus 2. Here m plus 2 minus 1, that will be a m plus 1. Here it will be a of m plus 2 and x raised to m. And this is going to be a sigma m running from 0 to infinity am x raised to m is equal to 0. So if you are going to simplify, then this term is going to be a sigma m running from 0 to infinity m plus 2 m plus 1 a of m plus 2 x raised to m plus sigma m running from 0 to infinity am x raised to m is equal to 0. Now, both index are same. Here, first thing you have to reduce each power in a form of x raised to m, that we have done. Then you have to check out the index. Now both sigmas are running from 0 to infinity. So sigma can be common out. And x raised to m is also going to be a common out. The remaining term you have to write down. So that will be a m plus 2, m plus 1, a of m plus 2. Plus, here you have one term only, am. And this is equal to 0. So you have the general term, and directly you have to compare the coefficient with 0. So comparing coefficient with 0, that will give you, here you have directly the term of x raised to m. So m plus 2, m plus 1, a of m plus 2 plus am is equal to 0. Now this relation is called a recurrence relation. But from recurrence relation, we are going to make the larger am subject. So here the larger term is a of m plus 2. So you have to make this subject, and that will give you minus am divided by m plus 2 m plus 1. Okay. So you have to start with m is equal to 0. First put m is equal to 0. So you will have a2 is equal to minus a0 upon 2 into 1. That means minus a0 upon 2 factorial. Here I have written in the form of factorial because it is going to be in the form of factorial. Otherwise it is not necessary. You can write down only 2. Same manner I am going to put m is equal to 1. So you will have a3 is equal to minus a1 upon 3 into 2, and that is going to be a minus a1 by 3 factorial. Same manner m is equal to 2, then you will have a4. See, m is equal to 2. So 2 plus 2, 4. Here 2, 4 and 3. So you will have minus a2 divided by 4 into 3. But you have the value of a2. a2 is nothing but minus a0 by 2 factorial. Correct? So we are going to put it here. So you have minus 1 by 4 into 3 into minus a0 by 2 factorial. So this is going to be a0 upon 4 factorial. Same manner, if you are going to put m is equal to 3, then you will get a5 is minus a3 upon 5 into 4. But again the value of a3 is this, so you will have minus 1 upon 5 into 4 into minus a1 upon 3 factorial. That will be a1 by 5 factorial. So if you are continuing in this way, then you will get the different values. Now put all these values, putting values in equation 1. Okay. So if you are going to put these values in equation 1, then you will have your equation 2. Then your equation 2 is nothing but sigma m running from 0 to infinity am x raised to m. That means if I am writing in the series form, then you will have a0 plus a1x plus a2x square, a3x cube, a4x raised to 4, a5x raised to 5 and so on, and put the value. So a0 we we cannot find a0 because a0 remains a0. Same manner a1 remains a1. We have the value from a2. a2 has a value minus a0 upon 2 factorial into x square. a3 has a value minus a1 upon 3 factorial into x cube. a4 has a value a0 upon 4 factorial x raised to 4. Same manner a5 has a value a1 upon 5 factorial x raised to 5 and so on. So what you have to do basically is you have to separate the terms with a0 and a1. Okay. So terms with a0. So 1, then minus x square by 2 factorial, then plus x raised to 4 by 4 factorial, minus whatever the next term that will be here. Same manner terms with a1, that is x, minus x cube by 3 factorial, plus x raised to 5 by 5 factorial, minus so on, so on, so on. So if you are going to put, then you will have a0 into cos x plus a1 into sin x, because if you are going to remember, then the cos x has a series 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x raised to 4 by 4 factorial minus x raised to 6 by 6 factorial and so on. Same manner sin x has a series x minus x cube by 3 factorial x raised to 5 by 5 factorial minus x raised to 7 by 7 factorial. So if you are not aware of this series, then also you can put your answer in this form, then also it is okay. So this is the y, and this equation basically is a solution of your equation 1. So this is a solution of equation 1. Now see, it is not necessary that you can write down your solution in this form. But remember that you have two constants here. Why? Because the order of your differential equation is 2. Correct? So if you have a second order differential equation, then two constants are there. If you have a first order differential equation, then you have a one constant. Okay? So this is the method to find the series solution of ordinary differential equation near ordinary point. Now, these are the topics which we have covered in today's session. If you have any doubt or any query regarding this topic, then please feel free to contact me. Thank you so much for watching me.